Every day, she sat on the same cold metal bench at the edge of the playground. While other kids laughed, traded snacks, and planned sleepovers, she stared at the ground like she was trying to disappear into it. Most people walked past her without noticing. A few noticed, but chose not to care. No one knew that the little girl sitting alone was only one moment away from a life-changing miracle. And no one, not even her, could have guessed that the stranger about to sit beside her would change her future forever. Before we dive into this powerful story, take a moment to subscribe to Kindness Story Hub, like this video, and share in the comments where you're watching from. Your support helps us bring more true-to-heart stories that remind the world how powerful kindness really is. Now let me tell you about Lily. Lily Martinez was 12 years old and already carried worries that most adults struggle with. She lived with her father in a small, worn-down trailer park just outside Tulsa, Oklahoma. Her mother had passed away from illness 2 years earlier, and since then, life had been a daily uphill battle. Her father worked construction jobs when he could find them, but work wasn't always steady. Some weeks were good. Other weeks meant choosing between paying the electricity bill or buying groceries. Lily understood more than her father realized. She saw the overdue notices stacked on the kitchen counter. She heard him sigh late at night when he thought she was asleep. At school, Lily tried to blend into the background. Her jeans were faded and a little too short at the ankles. Her backpack had been stitched together twice after the straps tore. While other kids carried the newest phones, Lily carried library books. She loved reading. Books were her escape. Inside them, she wasn't poor. She wasn't lonely. She was brave. Important. Seen, but real life felt different. Every day during recess, Lily sat alone on that bench. Not because she wanted to, but because no one invited her to join. A few kids had teased her before about her clothes. After that, it just felt easier to stay quiet. One chilly afternoon in early October, the wind cut through the playground like a warning. The sky was gray, and most of the kids ran around trying to stay warm. Lily sat hugging her book to her chest. That's when she noticed someone sitting down on the other end of the bench. She stiffened. It was a man she had never seen before. He looked to be in his early 30s, dressed in simple jeans and a navy sweater. He didn't look like a teacher. He didn't look like a parent waiting for pickup. He noticed her glance and gave a gentle smile. "Mind if I sit here?" he asked. Lily shrugged softly. "It's not my bench." He chuckled. "Fair enough." They sat in silence for a few seconds as children shouted in the distance. "I'm Daniel," he said finally. "I'm visiting today." "Lily," she replied quietly. "What are you reading, Lily?" She hesitated, then held up the book so he could see the cover. It was a fantasy novel about a girl discovering she had magical powers. Daniel nodded thoughtfully. "Good choice. I used to read books like that when I was your age." "You did?" she asked, surprised. "Yeah," he smiled. "They made me feel like anything was possible." Something about his voice felt different. Not fake. Not rushed. He wasn't checking his phone. He wasn't looking around impatiently. He was really listening. "Do you come here often?" she asked. "My company sponsors some programs at local schools," Daniel explained. "I like to visit once in a while. Reminds me of where I came from." "Where's that?" He leaned back slightly. "A small apartment. Single mom. Tight money. I spent a lot of time sitting alone too." Lily's eyes widened just a little. "You?" she asked. "Me," he said. "I didn't always look like this." For the first time, Lily smiled. The bell rang, signaling the end of recess. Kids began running back inside. "Hey, Lily," Daniel said as she stood up. "Do you like writing? Or just reading?" "I write sometimes," she admitted. "Just stories. Nothing special." "I'd love to read one someday," he said casually. She blinked. No adult had ever said that to her before. Over the next few weeks, Daniel continued visiting the school through his company's outreach program. Each time, he made it a point to find Lily at recess point one afternoon. She finally gathered the courage to bring a few handwritten pages from her notebook. "I don't know if it's good," she warned him. He took the pages carefully, like they were something valuable that he read silently while she watched his face nervously. When he finished, he looked up with something shining in his eyes. "Lily," he said softly, "this is incredible." Her heart pounded. "Really? You have a gift. The way you describe feelings, it's powerful." No one had ever used that word for her before. Powerful. Of the following week, Daniel brought her a small leather journal and a set of pens. "These are for you," he said. "I can't take this," she whispered. "You can," he replied gently. "Think of it as an investment." "Investment in what?" "In your future." That night, Lily wrote for hours. Her stories became longer, braver, fuller of hope. Meanwhile, Daniel spoke privately with the school principal. He learned about Lily's academic performance. Excellent. He learned about her home situation, challenging. Through his company's foundation, Daniel arranged for Lily to receive a scholarship to a private middle school in the area, one known for its arts and writing programs. When the principal called Lily and her father into the office to share the news, her father's hands trembled. "There must be some mistake," he said. "There's no mistake," the principal smiled. "Someone believes in your daughter very much." Lily looked toward the hallway, where Daniel stood quietly near the door. Tears filled her eyes. The transition wasn't easy at first. New school, new environment, students from wealthier families. But this time, Lily didn't sit alone. She joined the creative writing club. She entered contests. She made friends who admired her imagination instead of mocking her clothes. Years passed. Lily earned a scholarship to a top university in New York. She studied literature and creative writing. During her senior year, she submitted her manuscript to a publisher. The book was about a lonely girl on a playground bench who discovers her strength through an unexpected friendship. It was accepted. On the day her first novel hit bookstores across America, Lily stood in front of a packed crowd at a local library in Tulsa. Her father sat proudly in the front row, and next to him was Daniel. During the Q&A session, someone asked her what inspired the story. Lily smiled at kindness. She said simply, "One person took the time to sit next to me when I felt invisible. That moment changed everything." After the event, she walked over to Daniel. "You didn't just give me a journal," she said. "You gave me a future." He shook his head gently. "No, Lily. You built that future yourself. I just reminded you that you were capable." As the years went on, Lily started her own nonprofit organization, helping underprivileged kids find their voices through writing. And every time she visited a school, she looked for the child sitting alone, because she knew something most people forget: the quiet ones are not empty, they are full of stories. All they need is someone willing to listen. So the next time you see someone sitting alone, at school, at work, in a crowded room, don't assume they want to be invisible. Maybe they're waiting for someone to sit beside them. Maybe they're waiting for you, because one small act of kindness, a conversation, a compliment, a simple "I believe in you," can echo for a lifetime. And just like Lily, someone's whole future might begin the moment you choose to care.